Welcome, welcome back to the Purple Curve podcast. So, I'm going to do just a quick reaction video to the new Beatles track Now and Then. I'm not going to play the track, just want to react to it. Um, yeah, so many of you know the background already. There is, if you haven't already seen, a 12-minute, 13-minute video streaming on Disney Plus. I initially saw it on YouTube, and it is the new track. Not really new, it's an old demo that um, Yoko Ono had given to the remaining members of the Beatles in the 90s when they were looking to do the whole anthology series. And if you have not seen the anthology series, I got it on, well, DVD. I'm sure it's on Blu-ray or some higher streaming format, but it's a wonderful series. And if you haven't seen it or heard all the anthology accompanying audio CDs or what have you, now everything's streaming, so you can look all that up. It's well worth listening to all the different outtakes of different songs and what have you. And they recorded a couple new songs with the help of Jeff Lynne of ELO fame, Electric Light Orchestra, for those kids playing at home that don't know who ELO are. Uh, Jeff Lynne went on to produce many other artists, including all members of the Beatles, mostly George Harrison, but the Traveling Wilburys, which was the super group with Roy Orbison and George Harrison, Bob Dylan, and Tom Petty. And Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever album was produced by Lynne. So Lynne gets a certain drum sound, and he very much fits in that Beatlesy mode in his own music, very much an influence in there. So it was a good fit when they did the songs Real Love and Free as a Bird, which were demos that John Lennon had done. Well, they gotten around to doing Now and Then. They were not able to separate out the track, I guess, for the piano and the vocal. Just somehow it got muddied. So they didn't want to muck around with it. They wanted to get it right. When the Get Back documentary came out all these years later, they shelved that other track, never released on any of the anthology albums. They revisited it because of the audio separation technology that they used for the Get Back documentary. Um, you have to hand it to Peter Jackson, who really moved the ball forward in technology world for the Lord of the Rings series. Now over 20 years old. It's crazy to think that the first Lord of the Rings film came out, what, 22 years ago now, 23 years ago? And Weta, his digital effects company, I guess maybe has a hand, or maybe there's another name for the company that helped do the Get Back documentary. The video footage of that, by the way, if you've not watched Get Back, it's just stunning. Some of this 50-plus-year-old footage of the boys just doing their thing. It's incredible how they've upgraded the video, let alone the audio. So fast forward to this time period, this last year or so. Um, the new track has all the earmarks of what a Beatles song is to many of us. And they didn't drop the ball. It's very nice to hear the separated audio, and the background in that 12, 13-minute video definitely does the job. I did this in an early Friday morning because, I have a gig tonight, and I just, another classic band, Led Zeppelin. And I'm always been a huge Beatles fan. I won't sit here and tell you that I'm intimately aware of every single song that they did. And I really pay attention to the post Love Me Do, period, particularly Rubber Soul, Revolver, onwards. I think Rubber Soul and Revolver definitely are the two most important albums in their catalog because that's really the true beginning to me of them becoming really developed songwriters. The other songs are fine, just not my cup of tea. Like early Rolling Stones versus some of the stuff now. And it's kind of funny. Here we are in 2023. Speaking of the Rolling Stones, we have a whole brand new album from them. Mick Jagger, who's 30 years old, and um, we've got a brand new, well, new-ish Beatles song, at least released in 2023 as a completed product. Um, it's a fitting. I'll have to say it's a fitting tribute to both members who are no longer here, George Harrison and particularly John Lennon, who wrote the song, the demo. I think they did a really good job with the production of it. Um, Having Sir George Martin's, the late Sir George Martin, the fifth Beatle himself's son, Giles Martin, doing a strings arrangement, which Paul McCartney had them record at Capitol Studio to keep it more in the Beatles' pocket, I suppose. I get it. And the strings add that kind of Beatles character. Um, is it the greatest Beatles song ever written? No, but it's a nice, poignant. Um, I suppose you can interpret it however you want to, but now and then it fits. It fits the. It fits as a. It's nice as a closing track, like John Lennon is the last Beatle to have the writing credit on, I guess, what's going to be now touted as the final Beatles song. That's fine. I don't think it detracts from the catalog at all. Certainly, it's not. Um, it's not the greatest song that they've ever done, but it's not certainly by any stretch. I'd rather hear this song than Love Me Too. And Love Me Too has all its charm, harmonica and all that, but it's a very fitting way closing and capping off the Beatles legacy, if that's in fact what they want to do, put a capstone on it, so to speak. I don't know what you think. What do you think about the new Beatles song? Um, I think it's great. The bass sounds great. I mean, the production is wonderful. Jeff Lynne again has a hand in it, but they've re-recorded the drum tracks with Ringo Starr. Look at Ringo Starr, man, and he's older than McCartney by what, 2 or 3 years? Um, he looks fantastic. Sounds fantastic. The Ringo Starr All Star Band, who I've never seen live, and I've never seen McCartney live either. Come to think of it, um, maybe it's time I do because these guys are in their 80s. Tickets are so god awfully expensive though, but these folks have woven a fabric in songwriting and in music history that cannot be replaced. And any amount of superlatives I throw or hyperbole I throw at this is not going to blur the fact that they are one of the most important song groups ever. And Beach Boys are up there certainly, and we're competition, healthy competition, production, songwriting wise, all of it. And the '60s just one of the most important decades in music. Um, Given all that was going on, we certainly are living in a decade that that could use a little bit of reflection, like this song seems to lend itself to. So anyway, leave your comments below. I'm done my rambling. I've got to ramble on and now get ready for my own warbling. Um, Hopefully you have some feedback that you can provide down below. Any comments, snarky or otherwise, are welcome. I always love it when there's constructive criticism because that's what we need in this world, constructive criticism. Have a great rest of your week. And if you haven't already seen, there's a trailer for the new Eric Leeds interview coming up. I have a new executive producer who's really helping me tweak the videos and did a nice job on it. This is directly off my phone, so hopefully this will be worth your time listening. And thanks a lot for tuning in, and leave your comments below. And do you like the new song? Let us know. Have a great one.